Hey guys, right here behind me, I have the newly updated Sauna Pod from the Pod Company. And of course, if you are subscribed to the channel, you will know that I reviewed the original Sauna Pod about 3 months ago, and I have been using it over the summer ever since. And for the most part, it has been pretty dang good. Now, like most things, with time, there were a few things about the Sauna Pod that, although I love it, there were a few small annoyances and things that I wish were different about it. And here's the good news. A lot of those small annoyances have actually been addressed in the newly updated Sauna Pod. So in today's video, I just simply want to show you guys some of those small tweaks and improvements that the Pod Company has made. Now to start us off, let's go ahead and talk about the exterior cover of the Sauna Pod. Now, if you recall my last video, one of the biggest complaints that I had was the fact that the tolerances of the covering were really quite tight. So in order to get that over the metal frame, it took quite a bit of effort. And every single time that you were closing the door with the zipper, you really had to get it lined up really closely. And sometimes you had to tug on the door a little bit to get it zipped and closed. And so I can say that I think that has been addressed with this newer version. It was a lot easier to put together. It's definitely a lot easier to close the door. But not just that, they have actually updated the zipper as well. Because before, it was a very small zipper. The teeth that came together, I mean, it just seemed like at any point it was going to break. And I did see some people online that did complain about that their zipper broke. And fortunately, this new zipper has been beefed up. It's quite a bit larger. It's a lot easier to close. And so those two things alone have made the Sauna Pod a lot better. Now, the second improvement that they made was actually with the chair itself. So with the original Sauna Pod, there was actually a lot of people that complained about the materials, saying that it was toxic and it was off-gassing. I never personally smell any weird smells from my chair. However, the Pod Company, they listened and they actually updated the material to being all canvas, 100% cotton. And so that is really great news that they listened. The other thing that I want to make mention of is there are still some plastic pieces on this chair. The Pod Company has mentioned that any plastic pieces on here are made to withstand heat and that they don't off-gas unless they're heated to a very, very high temperature. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, speaking of plastic, one of the other significant upgrades that they made was with the heater itself. If you look at the heater, this heater is largely the same as it was before. However, there was one small improvement that has been made, and that was with this heater cover. Now they changed this to metal. Before it was actually this hard plastic polycarbonate material. And of course, people mentioned that by heating that up, that was gonna off-gas as well. And so they've improved that, and that's a really nice thing to see. Now, another small tweak that they made was with the red light itself and how it's mounted. So this red light is very similar to the one that was in here before. However, they have made a few small little tweaks. Namely, they've actually added these little clips up here on each one of the posts. Now, while I do appreciate that small improvement, I can tell you that the magnet has not been improved itself, and so that it can actually still sag in between those clips. And so I've actually had to use some zip ties in order to keep it up. The other thing that they have changed, and again, these are all small details, was they actually added a on-off switch, because before, you would have to just simply unplug it from the unit here. And the other small improvement they made was with the length of the cord itself. Here we see we have a little bit of slack. Before it was actually really tight, and sometimes the cord would actually hang over the heater because it was just way too short. And of course, no sauna on the planet would be complete without the addition of a thermometer. And so the Pod Company has now actually included this kind of finished style thermometer that can be mounted right in the top of the Sauna Pod. And right here on the back, you see it has this little hole right there, and it goes right up here on this built-in hook that we have here. You just stick it right there, and we have the thermometer all ready to go. So there you have it. Those are all the small tweaks and improvements that they made with the Sauna Pod. So my question is to you watching this video, has the Pod Company done enough? Have they made enough improvements to the Sauna Pod for you to want to go out and buy one? Or if you're an existing Sauna Pod owner, what do you think about the improvements? So that's all for today's video. I appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.